Nigeria is 65 years. Now the question that every reasonable person will ask is, are we celebrating or we are mourning? That is the question that should come to the mind of every woman in Nigeria. Yes, we are 65 years, but what exactly? Should we be happy that we are 65 years or should we be sad that we are 65 years? That is the question that should come to the mind of every Nigerian. From the look of things, or for the way things have gone so far, this is nothing but 65 years of what? Deterioration. In a time like this, in a day like this, I think it would be right for one to reflect back from where we started to where we are. Then you'll be able to figure out if you're celebrating. Then if you're celebrating, what exactly are you celebrating? Are you to be celebrating, or you should be mourning? Or you should be planning on how to make things better? That is what that reflection should be able to bring to the table. From my own reflection, looking at where we started as a country and where we are today, this is 65 years of complete deterioration. When we were a military regime, it was filled with a whole lot of hardship, and people came out and started agitating, calling for democracy. That democracy will be better, democracy will be better, let's go to democracy, let's go to democracy. Like this military regime is not helping us as a nation, that we are not building up. It's killing us the mood. People were calling for democracy. Yes, democracy finally came. What are we able to make out of this democracy? That's the question. Now, the same democracy has become worse than the military. Has become worse than the military. Compare the time of military, then compare to the type of democracy where we are now. Tell me which one is better. Be sincere to yourself. Those of you that were not born in that moment, at least you must have been able to read history, understand what happened in the military era, then compare with what is going on in the democratic era where you are currently, and tell yourself the truth. Should we be celebrating, or should we be crying? Should we be weeping for this country? Because to the best of my knowledge, there's nothing to celebrate about Nigeria. If we are celebrating deterioration. Look at insecurity, left, center, right. It's gotten to the point where Abuja also is no longer secure. This federal capital territory is no longer secure. That's to tell you how deteriorated the insecurity has eaten deep into the country. That even Abuja, federal capital territory, is no longer secure, bro. The Fulani herdsmen, the Boko Haram and the rest of them, they are encroaching, advancing, and already in Abuja. Southeast that don't normally hear stuff like insecurity and the rest of them. Insecurity is also the order of the day in Southeast. Because what we used to know is Boko Haram in the north, but it has extended to almost every part of the nation. Benue, the northern states, Abuja, the eastern states, it has cut across almost everywhere. Looking at the 36 states in Nigeria, if you are to start assessing to know which states have not been affected, they are not up to a state that have not been affected. They are not up to a state. And that doesn't mean that these a states cannot be affected tomorrow. Now, coming to food crisis, hunger and the rest of them, where are we going to start? Hunger has eaten deep into the system. People struggle to even see 2 square meal. No longer, nobody's talking about 3 square meal now. 2 square meal. People are struggling to see 2 square meal. No jobs anywhere. People are suffering. People are starving. People are going into depression. Hardship everywhere. And our politicians are busy looting our money, looting our funds abroad. Wike is busy laundering money abroad. Wike, FCT minister, is busy laundering money with his wife and his children abroad. Laundering money abroad. Laundering money abroad. Laundering money. Tinubu on his own is also busy laundering money. A whole lot of them, Akpabio is busy chasing what is under skirt instead of pursuing the welfare of Nigeria. Thinking how to make this country better. He's busy chasing what is under another man's white skirt. Oppressing people at the Senate. When issues that should be deliberated comes up, Akpabio will exercise authority to suppress it just to make sure that it's only the will of Tinubu that comes to pass, not the will of the people. What are we celebrating? That is the question. There's nothing to celebrate in this country. When it comes to election, rigging has become the order of the day. The voice of the people does no longer prevail. The will of the people does not speak any longer. It is the will of INEC that speak, not the will of the people. INEC not decide who wins and who lose, regardless of what the people does or how the people casted their votes. It is INEC that not decides which one will I name and which one will I leave. People can no longer sleep in their house with their two eyes closed. Which one will I name and which one will I leave? That's the level of the insecurity in the nation. People don't sleep with their two eyes closed any longer in this country. You can't comfortably travel on the road by the daytime again without scared of being kidnapped. Kidnappers are everywhere. You dare not travel by the road and not be scared of being kidnapped. Which one should I talk about and which one should I leave? And now tell me why what we are really celebrating. Is this 65 years of what? 65 years of deteriorated governance, 65 years of insecurity, 65 years of hardship, 65 years of no job, 65 years of frustrated Nigerians. There is nothing to celebrate. Let's not deceive ourselves. There's nothing to celebrate. The country is in a total mess. There's nothing to celebrate. There's nothing to celebrate. If there is anything to celebrate, we should be celebrating some few persons that have stand up tall in this country. I celebrate Omoyele Sowore. I celebrate a very dark man. I celebrate a whole lot of activists out there that are really fighting for the interests of this country. And our prayers are with them. Because as for the country, there's nothing to celebrate.